Welcome to a short preview of this Screencasts Online video tutorial. This week I'll be taking a look at some simple tips to use with your iPhone or iPad keyboard. But let's take a look at the iPhone keyboard first. Now, one of the most useful things with the most recent iPhone soft keyboards is one-finger cursor navigation. But let's go into the Notes application first, and this is the standard soft keyboard. Now, the navigation I'm talking about is the ability, you can see the cursor flashing away in the middle of the screen, the orange cursor, is to reposition the cursor using a single finger. And basically just tap and hold, and then just drag around the keyboard, and then you can position the cursor anywhere that you want within the document. So let's just say just before sample, let go. If you want to select text, again, if you tap and hold, and then if you just sort of release and press again, let me try that. It's quite tricky to get used to this movement, but if you release and then press, there we go. I've now got this here. I can extend, and I can go the other way as well if I want to select text. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit ScreenCastsOnline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.